now and 50 hours to learn. You know, if you sit and do something for 50 hours straight, you'd probably come out on the other side okay at it. Anti-party, welcome in, welcome in. So we are just about to draw for an additional entry. If you're interested in winning Seth, on the winning a key to Seth, definitely hit !enter. The extra entry will be considered for our drawing, which will be in roughly an hour, and we'll be playing Seth in the meantime. Yeah, that. So, I'm gonna give a little, be about 20-30 seconds before I run it, so if you want to get your name on the list. Oh, you're trying to be a mod, Beyond Belief? I think we can do that. First action as mod needs to be banning Jay. Well, be careful. Jay seems like good people. Look, we want to be able to, we don't want them to ban us in, you know, retaliatory ban on us, where we won't be able to lurk for his 200-hour stream. All right, so anti-party, you just need to type !enter if you want to join. There you go. Let's do this. And this is actually going to work this time, I'm told. Let's do it in 3, 2... well, Beyond Belief already won, so we got to do another one. Biz already won. All right, hold on. Let me do this. All right, take 3. Third time's the charm, right? Bureau Ryan, welcome in, welcome in. So just gonna take a moment to acknowledge that the art for the fishing cat is done by our other mod and resident artist, who is, okay, anti-party, word. Katrina Wold Art is her art account. Congrats on your extra entry. Yeah, so she made the animation and I made the song. It took her, I asked her to do it for our celebration of 100 followers, and I thought it would just be like, you know, an easy thing or whatever, because I know nothing about art, but I should know because, you know, making a song that isn't instant either. And I think she worked on it for like a very long time, like 16 hours or something, you know, nonstop to make it work. I'm like, I love that you did that, but also like, golly, I didn't mean to add that much to your plate. Anyway, this is the result, and it is beautiful. It will be used on the stream for various giveaways. We will be using it for the main giveaway as well, and for any level of, you know, celebratory things we could do, because we like to celebrate our resident artist, and she's good at what she does. She's done a lot of the art for the stream, including the not the Seth BRB screen, but the normal BRB screen. She's done The emotes, which we've got another batch of emotes coming up, which I believe she'll be finishing not long after she's submitting to her state fair and selling at that for I think the next couple of weeks, and then I think she's working on our emotes. So we'll have some new of those. But yeah, you know, Katrina Wold Art. Follow her on Instagram. She's kind of famous, in my opinion. You know, she's got like 28,000 followers or something, which is mind-blowing. You know, but people appreciate talent. What can you say, right? So that's the plug for our resident artist. That's the plug for our resident artist, all while ads were running. So, you know, if you heard it, amazing. If not, follow Katrina Wold Art, who has created all of our art for the stream thus far. All right. So this is Seth. Just to give anybody who's seen this for the first time a rundown, we have 3 different choices of weapons. So we have a cannon, we have a bow, which allows us to slow time and aim, and then we have this shotgun, which also comes with the additional feature of a grapple to pull near us. We've got a melee, we've got these spells, and ultimately, you know, those are our weapon choices. Now, they did just add this, where you can go through with just hand-to-hand. Matter of fact, since we have people in here, let's do this. Okay, so what this will mean now, let me see if I can restart. For anybody that wants to participate, we now have 3 options on the top of the screen. You can vote by using pound or hashtag A, B, or C to choose whether I will use the shotgun, whether I'll use the bow, or whether I'll use the cannon. So I'll give y'all a little bit to... Thanks for the shout out. You've now blessed your feed with her art and cats. Yeah, she's got some really cool ideas and really cute designs, and you know, she runs a sticker shop off of her website, which I've ordered from. You know, my family's ordered from. You know, I feel like a lot of people really like to buy her stickers. So hopefully, you know, we wish her well at her state fair these next couple of weeks. All right, so let's do some shotgun action. So now you'll have the option to vote for every choice that we make, including upgrades, including, I don't think it works for room choices. So, you know, I guess I'll decide on that. All right, so your 3 options. Spell of Nova increases the explosion radius of the little blue spell thing by 50%. Spell inflicts burn damage equal to 6 points every half second for 4 seconds, but its base damage is reduced by -30. Fiery counter: each time you take damage, a wave of fire spreads around you, dealing 4 damage every half second to nearby enemies as a burn. And then the Flaming Tear, where enemies that are hit explode after 4 seconds, dealing 130 damage and burning nearby enemies for 14 damage. So, cast your votes. All right, looks like we're going Flaming Tear. Now, this game has a playtest, as I mentioned before. As you'll see on the top of the screen, it's open until August 30th. This is, of course, pre-alpha. So, you know, still early builds, and the developers have been really responsive thus far. If you join their Discord, they are taking, you know, feedback, suggestions, you know, all the things. In fact, I keep saying I saw a post not that long ago where they were asking about just like, hey, what kind of, you know, ideas that, you know, we don't have in the game would you like to see in the game, and we'll try and, you know, include ones that make sense. So, you know, they're very friendly, open, accessible. in the Discord, and then of course the playtest I'm pretty sure is open. You just have to download it on Steam if I'm not mistaken. So the options we have: Brutal Tier, your next melee attack deals 100% additional damage and has a longer range. Bloody Charge, your dash increases your damage by 50% for half a second. And then Rising Wrath, whenever one of your attacks fails to inflict a critical strike, your next attack has a 3% additional chance to be a critical strike. Yeah, the devs have been really cool. And, you know, they reached out to me to try this out and to give away a key for no other reason than that they saw that we've played Doom on the stream, and that, you know, our community seems to have, taken to that. And so they reached out so that we could try it, and here we are. All right, we need one more vote since we're tied 1-1. If somebody votes B and we have a 3-way tie, I don't know what we're gonna. So maybe I should say we need 2 more votes. Yeah, appreciate that. All right, so it looks like it's A. All right. We're gonna go. Let's go this way. So one thing that's cool, I haven't really seen a whole lot of this, but like this here is glass. I like this idea that like we're fighting and there's this glass thing that like if I break it, there's spikes underneath, and I've definitely broken it accidentally, like standing on it. Yeah, so we just broke it. Now there's spikes down there. It is a roguelite. It is a game where, obviously you make a lot of choices. You can kind of learn like the flow of play. You'll notice it's fast paced, but then also like the thing is you can get pretty used to the speed pretty quick. I'd say, it's been an enjoyable game thus far. I think we'll go for the health. I did walk right into that one. And I even offered it. So for anybody that likes Doom, definitely feels pretty familiar. They are doing, during the playtest, they are doing a clip contest, and they are also doing a speedrun contest for basically roles in their Discord. So they've got a lot going on, for this, early playtest, which is cool to see. Kind of funny that the shotgun is my worst weapon, even worse than no weapon. Like I'm more aggressive when it's hand to hand. This is their third play test. I suspect, I've seen some of the progression from between the second one and the third one. In fact, our first stream, I think, was still actually on the second play test build. So it's cool to see them, taking the feedback, actually doing something with it. This early in the game, obviously, it's still, or it's this early in development, seeing them implement things and kind of seeing it start to take form has been a pretty cool process, just in the short time that I've been involved with it. Oof. So they have these, you know, portals, which I just accidentally backed through. All right. So now this one, let's see. Rising Wrath, whenever one of your attacks fails to inflict a critical strike, it gives you an additional 2% chance. Dash increases damage by 65% for half a second now. And then the spell of Blood Arrow makes the spell become an arrow that follows your enemies and explodes on contact. The explosion inflicts 30 additional damage and has a 20% chance of inflicting a critical hit. So cast your votes. My field of view is still, I think 120. Do you think it should be higher or lower? Sounds like they put in a lot of effort in the community aspect for their campaign. Yeah, totally. Bennett Foddy game. Baby Steps? I haven't seen it. Comes out in 2 weeks. Oh, you want to just asking maxing. So you think you think we should max it? See how it goes. All right, so we're gonna do this one. Oops. Let's see, where are we at? Well, I'm sure I was able to change it, but apparently I can't read right now. Let's see. Maybe they removed it? Or maybe it's only available outside the game? Yeah, we definitely had an option for it before. Oh, here we go. Under controls. I'm looking in the wrong spot. So now we're at 130. Oh, looks like you guys can go on the rooms. That's okay. We're gonna just do this. Oh God. Yeah, that's a lot different. it's a pretty jarring change. For those that don't know this about me, I am relatively new to gaming, not on console. So all of these things that we, you know, are changing are things that a lot of them are like things I'm learning about. Like, never had a reason to mess with it before, never did mess with it before. You know, we had that experience when we played Doom, actually, when we discovered there was Beyond Belief pointed out that there was a 120 frames per second mode. It was my first time seeing that, and that absolutely messed with me for a while. And this game kind of had the same thing initially, where it was just like, okay, I'm just not used to seeing like the way that this moves. And then of course for it to be paired with, you know, kind of fast combat. Now we do have a dash technically. I don't ever use it, but we do have it. Not playing Doom at 120 frames per second would be criminal. Yeah, we've got enough money for this. All right. One last vote. So we've got Rising Wrath. This is the one that increases the critical strikes, critical chance rather. Critical enchantment, your weapon deals 20% additional damage and has a 12.5% chance to deal a critical hit. And then the spell of Blood Arrow, which makes the spell tracking. Looks way more cinematic now. Yesterday I learned what a spacebar was. Yes, that is true. That is true. Nah, let's try it out for a while. We'll stick with the FOV the way it is. Let's see. So we are at... Good thing it keeps track of it on the screen, because I have the attention span and memory of something with a small attention span and memory. I feel like a goldfish would be an upgrade at this point. What do I know? So just a reminder, we are giving a key away for this game. Probably in another half hour or so. We'll do another couple of runs. Yeah. I think one thing I'm hoping that they add are difficulty modes. You know, obviously this is an alpha, you know, so that may already be in their scope, but that will be something I will be submitting as feedback, as I really hope that there is a, you know, let's get this struggle bus going, you know. We definitely, you know, can and do die. Oh, speaking of death, I need to change the whatchajigga. We definitely can and do die, but you know, we want a chance to do that more frequently. Okay, 6 minutes, not too bad, not too bad. All right, let's do another run. But before we do, let me make sure in case we do die, I need to make sure that we have the right death animation on. Okay. So, in case I'm sure we will die, but in case we don't, this is what we put together for this. Bruh. You gotta be taunted by a little Seth in the corner. Oh, look, it's still on Blasphemous. Okay, well, you know, there's that. Okay, all right, new vote. Which weapon are we taking? And I guess since they didn't add a, you know, hashtag D, if you want to put hashtag D, I guess I'll just count them manually in the chat if you want to do hand-to-hand instead. E. Hey now. If I have to add 18 plus, I will. All right, let's do it. I see two hashtag or pound Ds, so we're gonna, let's call it pound D, right? That sounds better. Yeah, pound D. Definitely more innocent. Correct. Even Automod thinks so. Correct. That's how you know you've done something either really right or really not right. Alright, so we have fiery counter, so this is when you take damage, it spreads fire. Flaming tier, which they explode when they get hit for damage. And then the searing charge, the dash leaves a wave of fire. in our wake. Vote away. See? Okay, yeah. I think this one's pretty cool, actually. So when we dash, like, we get this nice little blaze. This is... When I have this is when I like to dash. Outside of having this, I usually don't dash. Alright, let's go for abilities. Yeah, who needs... Exactly. Nice. Alright. We've got Murderous Madness. You deal an extra 2% damage per enemy still in the room. Bloody Charge. Your dash increases your damage by 65% for half a second. Or the spell of Blood Arrow, where the spell becomes tracking. Now, keep in mind this Bloody Charge will replace our Fire Dash. So, you know. You can change your vote by typing another one. Beyond Belief tested the system for us. All right, so we got 2 for A and 1 for C. Extra damage will be helpful with with the hand-to-hand for sure. Guy trying to vomit on me? Not cool, bro. So this is a merchant, but we don't really have enough to buy anything for him, so I'm gonna go this way. Money? We don't want money. We want skills. Ow. Oof. All right, skills. We're gonna go on skills. Not sure if I thanked you for the follow earlier, Jay. Thank you. Appreciate it. Ugh. All right, voting time. So we got Spell of Blood Arrow, which will make the spell tracking. Rising Wrath. Wow, this one must be a pretty high rarity because it gives 4% additional chance instead of the... we saw 1 and we saw 2, I think. And then the last one replaces our Searing Charge, so I'm guessing no one wants that. All right. Ugh, unfortunate. I love this hallway when I have the searing. Dash forward, dash backward, people getting wrecked either way. Where did he go? Oh, it's right here. You love how the speed and lens make it seem like the enemies are magnetically attracted to your fist. Yeah, like I can't miss. All right, Spell of Blood Arrow, Brutal Tear, or Addiction to Violence. I think I've maybe seen this one once before. An extra charge for your spell. Right now I have 3, so that would bring us to 4. Otherwise, we get bonus melee damage every 6 seconds, 100%, so double damage, or the Spell of Blood Arrow. We got 2 votes for C. Don't know if you've seen Hades that Seth is mildly modeled on. One of the fists there has a magnetic cutter, which does exactly that. Pulls them in from halfway across the room and then pow. Don't know between B and C. Well, we've got 2 for... We would need 3 for B to beat C currently. So I'm just going to go ahead and lock that in. We're going to take some of this. Oof. All right. Let's see how we did. Blob the cool cat. 4 minutes 30. We did 6 minutes with the shotgun, 4 minutes and 37 seconds with hand to hand. And my best time with hand to hand is 4:05. So let's take a look at these rankings real quick. This guy is crazy. Take my thoughts away. 2 minutes and 41 seconds to do like 7 or 8 rooms. That's insane. And he did it with the shotgun. With the bow, fastest time is 3 minutes 6 seconds. With the cannon is 3 minutes 5 seconds. And brutal. I was in number 2 yesterday with my 4:05, and now I'm in 4th. My next run target is 2:40. It's I don't have the skill for that. Yeah, somebody found a way to cheat it. 5 seconds to do 7 rooms? I don't think so. All right, new weapon. We'll do, let's limit it. So we've done shotgun, we've done hand-to-hand. Let's do, you know, one with either bow or cannon and then one with the other. So cast votes for B or C, por favor. And then we'll do another run with the other one, and then we'll do the drawing. For anyone that hasn't entered, if you want to win a key to this game, it is a permanent key. All you gotta do is hit exclamation point enter. We got 1B and 1C. I need at least one more vote for either B or C. I have to be careful how I say that, because one more vote could definitely not do either. All right, bow it is. No. Bing! All right, so we got Flaming Tear, Searing Charge, which is the dash, or Fiery Counter, which releases fire when we take damage. Oh, look at our mod. Look at our mod. All right, we're going B. All right, let's do this. Lots of freaking bats this time. It's okay to lose to no one. Oof, I missed. Unfortunate. Ah. Whoa! Yeah, our mod already started a prediction. This man is built to mod. Bing. Oh yeah, be sure to check out, if you haven't already, mod view. There's a lot of stuff in there. You can see the yeah, just click around. You'll see some stuff. So we got burn duration, we got the extra explosion for spells, and then we got the exploding. I believe it. It was the same thing with stream avatars. It's like, oh yeah, I know Beyond Belief is gonna try everything. So you can't know what you can do if you don't try everything. Come on, go down already. Thank you. Gotta test the limits, exactly. Let you cook. Faster than I expected. Now I'm lost. Does this game have a sword? It does not, but I bet if we suggest it, they, you know, maybe they'll add it. I didn't read the second half of your statement though, so give me a sec. Oops. Oh, I didn't even finish that guy. How sloppy. Wait, what? Reload, reload. Gotta take it for the next run? Oh, okay, I see. Yeah, unfortunately not. Melee weapon instead of fist would be nice. Yeah, that's definitely, I would say that's good feedback to give them. I like the idea of the fist, but they're also, you know, maybe could be a melee weapon. So that you're still running around with like a, you know, a crowbar or so, you know, an Egyptian times crowbar. And then also you could get the melee going. All right, so weapon applies burn, or the counter, or the explosion when we use when we hit enemies. Let's see, one for A, one for B, and now one for C. So who's going to be the tiebreaker? Easy as 1, 2, 3. Simple as do, re, mi. This does. I'm pretty sure the time in the decisions doesn't count, so don't worry about. Don't worry about your pan. Don't worry about your prediction. Yeah, that would be brutal. You know, honestly, if we were going to do it that way, I would turn off I would not do the things. All right, so I guess I'm the tiebreaker. I'm going to do this. I would turn that off rather than if we were going to do predictions and you know, and if it mattered for speed and all of that. You know, it's fun to do, but also if we're trying to, you know, race, waiting for input does not seem conducive to speed, which is why it's good that they stop time. Now, one thing that makes it a little, I'm not sure if it makes it good or bad, is that my fastest time with bow, I'm pretty sure, was with mouse and keyboard, which I'm not good at mouse and keyboard, but I beat my fastest time on controller with that setup. So, you know, I guess we'll find out? Question mark? Oh! Missed it by 40 seconds. Oh, I suck again. Blob is going to be, you know, the thing is, you know, Blob has a history of being on the wrong side of predictions. You're actually kind of glad no one gets your points. Hashtag petty. Where does this say new record? Oh, I see. Oh, this is for, maybe it is my fastest time as, hold on. Let's see, for me, with the bow. No, I'm wrong. Blob wins, actually. We didn't beat our fastest time, but we beat our fastest time with the bow. W Blob. Good thing see, this is why it's good. Our mod is on it, because I would have just gone with that. Unrelated, Blob once accidentally banned you, realized it immediately and unbanned you in 2 seconds. You barely even noticed it and found it hilarious, but being Blob, you felt guilty and apologized for 2 months. The only reason you weren't mentioning it is because, you know, Blob will feel swapped with guilt. Hey, actually, I'll tell you this. I'm gonna let you in on a little secret about the sides of prediction. Based on what I saw, you would have been burned alive. Perhaps we would have, you know, tied you to the pyre and lit the fire, and then realized, like, oh wait, I think if he's heavier than a duck, that means he's not guilty. Yeah, Blob almost got burned, and it would have been with my blessing. I'll take responsibility for it. All right, so we're doing one more run with Cannon. And then we'll do the giveaway. I don't want to re-roll, but we're almost out of things to buy. This run will... Alright, cast your votes. Your weapon deals 25% additional damage and has a 15% chance to deal a critical hit. Or Rising Wrath, whenever it increases the critical chance by 2%, or a spell of Blood Arrow, which makes the spell tracking. All right, A it is. I believe we call that an anomaly within the data. All right. Fiery counter, the wave of fire around us if we get hit. Searing charge for the dashing fire, or the flaming tear for explosions whenever we hit enemies. I wonder if that gets voided if they die. Do they still have to be alive to explode? Fiery counter it is. Oof. So another bit of feedback that I'll be submitting to the team, just to put out there, is that the reloads on all the weapons are slow, which I like, except that it's really easy to cancel them repeatedly. So for instance, you know, if I'm, you know, in fast-paced combat, if I'm trying to, you know, use my spells and my melee, you know, which can keep me going for a minute, it's like I may not reload for a bit. And then, you know, that just means that the cannon sits empty for extended periods of time. It happens least with the bow, but the bow also has the most ammo. Like right now it's empty. Yeah, there we go. Now we... Empty, still empty, still empty. You're only going by what might be most fun visually, not what makes a good build. Hey, I mean, you're welcome to... It's your vote. You can cast it wherever you like. All right, so dashing fire, the explosions, or the an increased duration of burn. Okay, flaming tear, it seems, is the clear winner. Quick and dirty. Like it. Something that's really important with the mechanics of this game is that, you know, when you get the like execution melee, when they like kind of glow and it shows the melee button over them, you get armor, and that armor can keep you from taking damage, which is why I can tank so many hits and play aggressively. I think that's one really good mechanic that they have added to the game. You know, for a fast-paced fight, it's like it's about like getting to that next armor, which allows you to play in a way. It's kind of like the you know, like the shield serves in, you know, Dark Ages, where like because you have this thing that you can use to mitigate damage or to, you know, also use offensively, you get a chance to, you know, really just get in there sometimes, you know, really be aggressive without having to worry about, you know, necessarily taking too much damage. And, you know, we like struggle, but, you know, avoiding the struggle bus count is the goal, right? All right, your burn effects deal 100% additional damage if they are accumulated at least 3 times on the same target. That's carbonization. Solar enchantment will replace critical enchantment, but this allows our cannon to apply burn, and then, of course, the duration increase again. Oh, we love the bus, but also, like, you know, we want to balance between, like, high bus counts and also still making progress. You know, while adding to the bus is awesome, you know, I don't think anybody's trying to necessarily watch me, you know, in the same room for 4 hours. Yeah, the value bus. Yeah. All right, so we are replacing the critical enchantment with solar enchantment. There's a balance. It's only counterintuitive if we have no balance. Everybody thinks they want to see a high struggle bus number, but then we see the, you know, the viewers go from 14 to 6 in the span of, you know, as people get bored because they're seeing, you know, the same deaths the same way to the same enemy. Great for my local entertainment, maybe not so much for the Twitch show. All right, melee damage increase every 6 seconds, additional 1% damage per enemy still in the room up to a max of 15, and you know, increase in critical strikes or critical chance. After we finish this run, we will do the drawing. All right. Oh no! Usually the power is over on this side. Unfortunate. I thought I was gonna have one more voting opportunity for y'all, but I blew it! Hardly a rune. $412. Still didn't beat my best time. All right. Let's give this thing away. Oh, but first, let's get somebody an additional entry. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna give it 30 seconds. If anybody wants to enter, now is your chance. Man, W mod. You know, a good mod will quickly show how bad you are at this thing. So I appreciate beyond belief. It is. It says it says exclamation point enter. I should have put, you know, command exclamation point enter to add your name to the list. All right, so we're going to do an extra entry first. right, little Tweety. Okay, so now got that in. Let's do the actual drawing. Now, what I would like to do real quick is I'm actually going to move this behind me. Love the giveaway setup so much with the art and music. I'll definitely pass the word on to Kat. You know, for my part, you know, I have, you know, I think I wrote that thing in maybe like, you know, 30 seconds or something like that. But for the real labor of love and work and, you know, appreciative side or appreciation worthy side of it is definitely from Kat, our artist. Your chief problem with Seth is the name sounds like a white dude. In your head, the game sounds like Steve or Chris. You know, I could see that. You know, when I first got the message about Seth, I thought the same thing. And then when I realized it was Egyptian, I realized they were referring to Set, which also can be spelled with an H or not, depending on, you know, who you're reading, basically. So, you know, I like the idea of a game featuring Set. I say, you know, Seth out of just like not thinking about it, but it, you know, I'm pretty sure that the pronunciation is for the Egyptian god, which I'm pretty sure is Set and not Seth. So, you know, seeing it, I definitely feel the same way. Yeah, giving Automod and Human Mod a workout today, right? The music adds to the cuteness too. There's a Chinese saying, behind the 10-minute performance is 10 years of practice. True. Yeah, for sure. For sure. All right. Let me check this script real quick before we draw a winner and the thing doesn't play. You know, part of so I just reset everything up. I did a fresh install of Windows, and so I pulled everything over, but things are all in different places. So it's I guess we'll wait until the end of the ad break here. Let's see here. I gotta remember my command. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's pointing in the right place. That's pointing to the right place. That's pointing to the right place. Yep. We have our variable, which is good. Yep. Oh, you know what? Let's check that real quick. Yeah, we're good. All right. So as soon as the ad break finishes, we will do that. Matter of fact, assuming I'll give you all the option. I can do the drawing, but I feel like our new mod should do the drawing. And so I don't know. I don't think y'all can even hear me right now. So I will repeat this once the ad break is over. But I think the only thing is, you know, your name is in it. So I don't want to hear any complaints if Beyond Belief draws himself. So once the ad break finishes, all you got to do is you just type !winner. The command is locked behind moderator access, so only you and I can do it. So all you got to do is type !winner. As soon as you see wait for it to say the So right now it shows Bot to Survive said ads are currently running. It'll tell you when the ads are over. Maybe wait a good 15, 20 seconds just to make sure people are out of it. And then you can select our winner. Rigged. Let's see. Total entrance, not including. Not including. Let me make sure I get this right here. Yeah, not including repeats is 6. Which I'd take it. I think it would have been higher if we didn't have the internet issues earlier in the week. Good luck, everybody. Beyond belief, it's all on you whenever you're ready. Who's it going to be? Anti-party. All right. Congrats, congrats. Woo! All right. Let me make sure I send you the key right now. Bear with me here while I exit the game here. Actually, I think I can just do this. Okay, here we go. Oh, I did something with it. Don't worry, don't worry. This one right here. Okay, so I am sending... Oh, yeah, I changed most of the stuff. I didn't change that one. Oh, Igloo Kid! Wow. Appreciate that. Wow. Yeah. You know, we're giving out titles today. Let's, it was the script. Okay, so I am messaging Anti-Party now. It's kind of late, so I wouldn't be surprised if he or she retired. Wait, what the hell is that? Supper gifted. Oh my, sick. Okay, the first official hype train, treasure train. All right. Appreciate y'all for the gift subs. Congrats to well, Anti-Party, and also to here, let me take this off the screen. Appreciate y'all. And Anti-Party has her key. There we go. All right. Well, so that is the giveaway for Seth. Set. All of the above. I'm going to learn to consistently say it right. But let's go ahead and switch over to Nier next. So give me a second here while I transition.